And this is a fucking girthy ass project.
Pause, bro. What are you talking about?
And you don't really know what these are. You don't know if these are aliens, if these are like robots, sentient beings. This artist uses minimal colors. But when he uses the colors, you know that it's important. I have no idea. I'm fucking black and I'm from America, so we don't know shit about Africa. Thank you, public school system of America. It's like one of the things I was like, yo, I never want to be in boot camp or the military was because of Major Pain. Like, that shit looked like it fucking sucked. I can't be dealing with people yelling at me and spitting all in my face.
Now drop down, give me 20 squad thoughts now!
YouTube, what's goody? We back for another indie comic and manga review. First off, I want to thank you guys for checking out my interviews, commenting, watching, supporting, whatever the fuck it is, liking, everything. Really, really fucking appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, we're checking out Oblivion Rouge. This is under the Saturday AM banner. So you guys, if you guys want to read this or check it out or whatever, you know, obviously check out the link in the description, or if you want to fucking Google it, do whatever.
Okay.
But this was created by Pap Soul Eye. Very, very unique pseudo name, but I could dig it. But yeah, let's just fucking like hop right into this, man. All right, so Oblivion Rouge. So, you know, like I said, I've been seeing this shit all over the place, and then the creator actually hit me up, which was very funny. I can't remember if I liked one of his pictures or whatever it is, but reached out to me. We were chopping it up a little bit. I was already planning on reviewing this, but it just solidified that I need to check this out after talking with him. But yeah, one of the things that I liked about this project is the artwork. Very fucking unique. It reminded me of Kablam type of artwork, but a little bit more serious, if that makes sense. So that's one of the things. It's like, yo, if the artwork is fire and it's gonna draw me in, and if it looks unique, if the characters look dope, if I could see a couple of things that I could recognize, but also see, oh, this is something that I've never seen before, if that fucking makes any sense, I'm gonna kind of gravitate to it, and I feel like that's what people do just in general with media. So let's go right into it. So this story is really cool. He's got like a little synopsis
That you had.
synopsis in the beginning, but the things with why can't I talk right now?
The fuck wrong with you?
So this story starts off, and forgive me, I'm gonna butcher these names because I don't even know. I'm gonna assume, put my thinking cap on, that this is some sort of like African dialect or African influenced. I have no idea. I'm fucking black and I'm from America, so we don't know shit about Africa. Thank you, public school system of America. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna butcher these names. So the main character is this girl called Aomi, and she lives in this village. And let me like wrap up the world. The world basically has this plague that it's spreadable. It creates like these like tumor like lesions or growths or some shit, and people looking fucking crazy. And it's obviously spread through humanity. There are some cities or areas where that plague is not there, it's non-existent, and they're very strict to almost not letting people in, to almost killing refugees that are trying to get into the cities. There are, I guess, small cities, towns, or whatever it is that are you know, just dispersed throughout the world that are infected, and they're trying to manage with it. And the infection is kind of like on the borderline of like The Last of Us. Like, you see like the progression of some sort of infection that at the end, when it kills you, it does like some crazy shit. We'll get into that. But this village, I guess, didn't have the infection, and this orphan Omi was taken in by one of the elders who, I guess, adopted her. But she is the one that is blamed for bringing this plague to the actual village. So one of the village elders, who's the brother of the guy who adopted her, kind of like, you know, doesn't fucking like her. And I got like a soft spot in my heart for kids, so it's like, it don't matter. It's like, yo, you gotta be for the fucking kids. Like that goes without saying. But whatever, they kind of shun her. They blame her for bringing the plague and this virus to their village. The creator does a very good job at setting the tone for the story, but also setting the tone for the main character. So as they're talking about, as the little girl is having this dialogue with her father and like, oh, uncle doesn't like me, blames me for the plague or whatever, you kind of start to pull on the heartstrings and draw you into this character because you feel bad for her and you kind of want to root for her throughout the story. So long story short, some situation happens in their village. Again, I'm just looking at the artwork right now and this shit looks fire. But right here, speaking of fire, some crazy like meteorites are slamming down onto their village or their city or wherever they live. Again, gotta freaking give it to the artwork. This artist uses minimal colors. But when he uses the colors, you know that it's important. So majority of the characters in this, I'm going to assume again that they're African American, their skins are darker, and they have African American hairstyles. And when they have the lesions, like you see the lesions as purple, so that emphasis is that.
What?
Quick break. If you like this video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Also, go over to Patreon. Patreon's got some cool, dope content. I got all of my reviews in video and audio form, as well as extra content. If you just want to support me, that's awesome. If you want to support me and enjoy some extra content, you can do that over on Patreon. I'm going to be bugging the shit out of you for it, so you might as well do it. But let's get back to this fucking review. Now, when these meteorites are coming down and smashing down onto the planet, it's green. So again, it's just showing emphasis on the importance of this scene, but still keeping it minimalistic. So that's fucking incredible. That's super dope. I like that. We get to seeing the kind of dynamic on what's happening here with these fucking big ass, and you don't really know what these are. You don't know if these are aliens, if these are like robots, sentient beings, or maybe people in suit from either this city, this planet, you know, whatever it is. You have no idea, but you see them come down, and I'm not gonna lie, the people in the village get shook, and they bring out all their weapons and guns because they don't know who the fuck it is. They kind of think it's this group or faction called the Hells, who are, I guess, part of that civilization that doesn't have the plague, and they're like just trying to like wipe out all the people with the plague. I'm not really clear on that just yet. If you want to get more clear, read it for yourself. But they're in defense mode. They whip out the fucking choppers and they start to shoot. One of the things that you notice though is that one of these fucking badass looking robots, and this shit kind of looks fucking scary as hell. It almost reminds me of, you ever see that anime Big O? Like a mix between that and like a Studio Ghibli type, I don't know, but it looks fucking crazy. And one of the robots like protects this person or kid on the ground as the elders are like shooting at him. So what happens is one of these robot beings, whatever it is, says, yo, I'm here to help you guys. I'm here to figure out this cure and I'm here to help you. And they're a little bit reluctant. So the robot calls out one of the elders by their name, and he basically says like, yo, I have something that's going to be able to suppress those lesions. We're working on a cure. We're here to help you. You know, I'm trying to convince you guys. And again, they're reluctant, but the elder's like, yo, we got no choice really. You know, we have to kind of give it a shot, even though everybody is, you know, on their P's and Q's. One of the people in the village actually sneaks up on this robot with the knife, so he's like ready for the action. Like, look at this shit. This shit looks fucking crazy. Yeah, my guy sneaks up on him with the fucking sword. I don't know what he has. He has some dope ass glasses, but like you could tell, like all these people, they're like ride or die. They're ready to go. They're not with the shits, even though they're down bad with this plague. But this robot pulls out, I guess, like a vial or something from its wrist, and he's like, here's the cure, drink it, take it, whatever it is, and it's gonna help you. The elder decides to take it, and lo and behold, the lesions go away. So everybody starts to celebrate, and they're like, oh shit, like, you know, we're on the path to like rebuilding. We're on the path to a cure. Like, we gotta trust these people. Fast forward, or not fast forward, but at the same time this is happening, Omi and her dad are on the run because they saw it happen. So his first instinct is to just hit the dip button and leave. So they're in the middle of a forest. When they're in the forest, something's starting to happen. Omi's dad, now that plague is starting to, how do I fucking put this? His body is starting to succumb to the plague.
What the fuck is you talking about?
All right, so right here at this scene, this is like the scene that starts the hero or villain arc, right? crazy. So again, Omi's dad, adoptive dad, succumbs to this plague or this virus, and it literally like transforms him. The growths like get massive. Like you could see the artwork in this. Like this is dope. And I think the creator of this did the story and the artwork, which again, we always gotta fucking commend when somebody's doing both. Like when you're on your shit and you're the shit and you can do everything, like fucking do it. And this is a fucking girthy ass project.
Pause, bro. What are you talking about?
But anyway, back to this. Like the growths just like merge and bulge out of this guy's face, and he starts to attack Omi now. And you know, it's crazy because anytime that you have seen it in a zombie movie, we've seen this plenty of times. It's like the parent that's infected and they're trying to protect their child, but eventually they succumb to the virus, and now that person isn't a person anymore. So they're dead, and now their reanimated body or whatever it is now trying to attack that person. But thank God, because now one of those robot fucking badass looking people actually come in and fucking do whatever they fucking do. Like these guys are OP, and they freaking basically demolish Omi's dad. Kind of a bittersweet moment because now Omi is saved, but at the same time she lost her dad. But at the same time we saw a badass scene. Like again, look at this fucking artwork. Like this shit is super creative. And now this creates Omi to say, hey, I want to be like you guys. I want to train under you guys. You know, I want to be a person that stops this virus. And again, now this starts her little superhero, or just gives her that motive to kind of be who she wants to be throughout the rest of the story. All right, now fast forward in the future a little bit. Omi's a little bit older, and now she's been training at this academy. This was giving me fucking Major Pain vibes. Like one of the things I was like, yo, I never want to be in boot camp or the military, was because of Major Pain. Like that shit looked like it fucking sucked. I can't be dealing with people yelling at me and spitting all in my face.
Now drop down, give me 20 squad thoughts now!
Like nah, that's no go for me. That's a no go. This academy, these I guess like students or whatever you want to call them, they're learning how to fight and be soldiers against the war on, I'm gonna assume, the plague, and this group called the Hells. The Hells, again, I believe are the faction of the group that are protecting these sanctioned or areas where there is no plague, and they're just like fully obliterating people. I think that's what it is. Or maybe the Hells are like people who have the plague and they're just like super OP, whatever the fuck it is. It's fucking dope. All right, so these kids are in like this trial period where they're being invited into, I guess, becoming like a certain other level of soldier, and there are these weapons or almost like exosuits. I don't know what to call it, but they're called skins, and I think there's level 2 and 3. I don't know if there's more beyond that. Either I missed it or it comes a little bit farther in the story, and that's what these kids are trying to, I guess, like qualify for or be invited for. And sometimes like people try to get these level upgrades or skins, and it doesn't go in their favor based on their experience. So you can see there's a little tension and nervousness. Some of the students are scared to even like try to do this. Some students are scared to go to war. Then there's some students that are about that action.
I beat the shit out one of these niggas, boy. Straight up.
Like they don't give a fuck what it is. It's like they'll do whatever they can to be a soldier and fight the Hells. And that is like the key to story dynamic right there. It's just have all these different personalities, and somebody's gonna relate to that shit regardless. But basically the commander's like to all the students, it's like, yo, you guys need to be like elevated a lot quicker. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna find like the top 10 students or top 5 or some shit like that you know, we're gonna basically like initiate or graduate. And so they have kind of like these Chunin or Jonin exams. I haven't watched Naruto in a minute, but they have these exams where these 3 badass like fucking Kakashi, Might Guy, and Asuma, or whatever you want to call it, they're basically like, yo, there's gonna be teams of 5. All of you guys are gonna have to fight till the death. They put like these little injection things in the back of their head, almost like the Matrix kind of, and it's like when you pull it out, it's like they die. So the students are not only going to be on their own teams, but they're going to have to fight each other, as well as fight these 3 teachers who are basically like OP. They're like I said, the Might Guy, the Asumas, the Kakashis of the soldiers. and we get to see a little bit of the action. So we get to see the students like interact. Like we see this one student, there's always that one person that likes to test out the rules of a new tournament. I don't know if you guys watch Tower God, but like there's always that one student. So one student just plucks the fucking pin right out of the back of another student. I don't know if they were on the same team. If they were on the same team, that's kind of fucked up, but they automatically die. So she was like, all right, I wanted to see, but now like let's get to scrapping. So all of the students, like they're fighting, they're going crazy. Then the fucking teachers start to hop in. This one chick, I need to figure out what her name is. Hold on, let me I need to give her respect.
20 minutes later.
Admiral Kane, and she got a badass name too. So these three people, they're labeled as admirals, and yeah, Admiral Kane giving off Tsunade vibes. Like, look at this fucking scene. She literally like demolishes the whole ground, and she allegedly, her and the other admirals aren't even in their second skins. So again, remember, the skins are the things that give them like elevated powers, elevated ability, and she's just doing this off rip, just off her own accord. So again, that tells you that this chick is not for play. She is about that action. She's the first admiral to jump up in there and be like, all right, yo, let's get to it. And there's two other admirals. One of the admirals, which is the main one, the one in the middle with the high top fade, he looking like a golden lord, he's just sitting there like this. He's not even fucking doing anything. So you know he's OP. You know he's fire. You know he's the top dog. His other two assistants or whatever, or teammates, they're the ones that are just attacking the students. I was getting fucking hyped off of this. I started reading this at maybe like 9 o'clock. I was like, all right, let me read a couple pages. I kept fucking going. I was gonna stop at chapter 2 and I kept going. That's how drawn in I was to this story, whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, this is fire. I'm gonna kind of stop it there. There's a lot that's going on, and I could pick just this one scene apart and be very just like not critical, but be very attention to detail, just talk about the different things. But I want you guys to check this out for yourselves. Visit Pap Soul Eye's Instagram, visit Saturday AM, their app. You could download it on there or their website. And yeah, like I said, I'm doing these long reviews on projects that I believe in, shit that is like fire, shit that makes me laugh, shit that makes me like, you know, feel emotion. And this is the one right here. So again, check this shit out. If you guys like my review, make sure that you sub the channel. If you guys support me, hop over to Patreon. But yeah, other than that, I will see you guys later. I'll see you for the next interview as well as the next review. Deuces.